Hi, this is Roger. I said I was going to have a go at this Vanda, and I don't know what I'm doing, but, well, yes, I do know what I'm doing, but what I mean is I don't know whether this is a good idea, a bad idea, whether it's going to work or whether it's not going to work. That's what I mean by I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to try and get all these sheaths off. Now, this Kiki is going to be in the way. That I already do know, and also that wire is going to be in the way. I seem to remember. Now, if I'm going to be able to do this, the wire needs to come off. I've just got a distant memory that I put that top wire on as a separate bit of wire, so I'm going to see if it comes off on its own. Because I only need that one piece out of the way, really. What on earth was I doing here? Yes, it is a single piece, so if I cut that there, and there, and there, it should come off. Oh, that root grew over that bit. I'll just cut that there again because I don't want to drag it past that Kiki and great gouge in the back of that. Right, that's that out of the way. Now, I don't know how difficult it's going to be to get these sheaths off. I don't know what tools to use, but they are incredibly woody. So I'm going to try just pulling them with the pliers and see what happens. Well, that's a start. It's not ideal. Also not getting down to the green stem. That's because it's multiple sheaths, isn't it? Come on, concentrate. I'm just going to tug away at this and see what comes off naturally, easily. And obviously try not to damage the actual stem itself. Although I have seen examples of where a stem or a rhizome is damaged, it actually triggers growth, but not necessarily root growth. Now, I might need something like a sharp knife. I mean, some of this is coming off, but I'm nowhere near down to green yet. I've still got woody bits that I haven't even made a dent in yet. I'm trying to use my nail now, which is not ideal. Right, well, that got through to some green, but it also took a chunk out of the stem. So I don't know how far I'm going to be able to go with this. See, I'm wondering whether to just run a sharp knife down through there and peel it away from the cut and effectively live with the cut. You see what I mean? Watch me take the end of my finger off now. You know what I've always said about sharp knives? Always cut away from you. Well, in this case, I can't. Right. Let's see what that's done. God, this is so tough. Do you know, I don't think that knife's gone through. That's one of my sharper knives too. I don't know how the hell I'm going to get this off. I think this is my problem. It's the fact that if, you know, the roots couldn't possibly push out through that. I can't even cut it. I think this is, you know, this part of the plant is the age of the Vanda. And I've had it 4 or 5 years, and this horrible woody part of the stem was on it when I got it. You know, this could be 10, 12 years old, this sheathed area, and it doesn't want to come undone at the moment. I'm not getting there. Just not getting through to green yet. Ah, now I can see some green. Now I've got something I can grab and pull at. It just breaks away, that's the trouble. I was hoping to get hold of a bit and sort of pull and a large section would come off. But so far, no joy. But I can see some green at the top part now. Not enough. I wanted that to there, from there to there to be green. That's what I'm after. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, there's another little bit come off. I'm not doing very well here. I'm wondering if I could scrape it. As I said, if I damage the stem a bit, it's not the end of the world. You see what I mean? This is so woody. Now what's that going to do? That hasn't really gone through to green. Try cutting. Wrong way. Cut away from you. If you ever can, cut away from you. And if you slip, it's not you in the way. Well, we are sort of getting through, but I don't think what I'm doing here is going to cause any roots to grow. I really don't. So I'm not sure this is a good idea after all. See, the fact that this is in bloom is putting me off doing something dramatic, if you know what I mean. But would that dramatic thing be exactly what this plant needs? I don't mind sacrificing the kiki. Do you know what I'm inclined to do? I'm going to take a couple of bottom leaves off for a start. I mean, that one's only just hanging on anyway. That one's only half a leaf. That's where it pushed out its last root from. You see, even under that leaf, look, it's woody. Even there. The only place that root has managed to come is immediately above these woody bits. So that is the problem. It's this part of this stem, this oldest part, has just become rock hard. Now that could have happened over many years of not being hydrated properly, and it's just hardened itself off, possibly as a form of protection. I don't know. There's another good bit just come off there. Do you know there's a root nub in there? Definitely. See what you think. I don't know if you get this anywhere near where you can see it. Just here, there's a raised section there. I reckon that's the start of a root. Do you know what I'm thinking of doing? I'm thinking of taking this off the mount completely. Just do away with it. And cut some roots to allow it to release itself from the mount. Hopefully being able to tease away these top couple of roots. But I don't know whether I'll be successful. And then I'm just going to stand the flipping thing in water for a while. Literally, like 24, 48 hours. The advantage will be that obviously it'll hydrate while it's doing that. But the other advantage is it'll soften all that woody section, and I might, you know, now that I've loosened it in places, the water may get in under there and enable me to peel that off and get at that stem. So, decision made. I don't want it on the mount. It doesn't go in the bucket properly, but I'll keep as many roots as I can. I mean, these are green roots. That one's not. They're all coming off. And I'll see how many of these I can tease away. You know, that's literally grown inside the mount, so I don't think that one's going to come out. We'll give it a tug. We'll see what happens. Any bit of root that comes off is a bonus, basically, because there are so few. No, that one's just not gonna. It's not gonna loosen. So I have to cut that one, I'm afraid. There and there. And will that little one ease out? It's grown. Well, it's come out. It hasn't got a growing tip on it, but it's come out. And where else is it attached? I think this one over here. That goes round there. Let's get the rest of the wire out the way. I'm getting in my own way here. The wire's not actually holding the plant. It's there from when it was. It's just never been taken off. So let's get that lot out of the way first. There's a couple of roots that have actually grown over the wire, which is a nuisance. Can soon be dealt with. And that little bit. Come off and come off and pull through. Yes. Right. Now let's see see where these roots go. Try and keep as many as I can, but I know I'm going to lose some. So we'll just tease and see what happens. Where does that root go? That one goes off down there and right down to the bottom of the mount. The chances of teasing that off are very, very slim. Ooh, I don't know, I might get a bit. See, that root there goes right round the bottom, but it goes up through there. I'd have to break the mount. That's easily done. Now I've got a gap. That root's off. Don't care about that one anymore. It's this one I'm after. Are you going to come up through there gently? Yep. So that's that one off. That's got it as far as there. I wonder if I can get that little white bit off as well. Let's have a look. I mean, all these roots are going to be damaged because the back portion of the root, no, that one really isn't going to come off, I don't think. See, if I lose the tips of these, that's not the end of the world. If they're still alive, they will shoot out if they can get some flipping hydration in them. Let's take that one off there so that I don't lose the white bit. And that's just too far embedded. That section's dead, I don't want that, as is that. Right. It doesn't look too good, does it? I don't know, there's some green showing. That's all we need, a bit of green, and it means there's a bit of bashing my blooms about up there. Never mind. They'll come again. The idea is to save the plant. I wonder if this huge big long root will come off. I'll have to put it down again. I think it might. So far so good, as they say. Ooh, another little white one. Oh, that's attached to a totally different bit. This is the bit I'm after, this white bit down here, but I don't think it's going to come off. The fact that it's an act, oh, I don't know, I might get, even if I only get a bit of it. No, it's splitting round the back, so save doing any more damage. Right, that one's off. What else was I trying to do? That needs cutting. No point trying to save that. So we've got that. It's dead anyway. That. Got this bit here. And what else have I got here? This would be the best root in the world if I could save it, because it's all active, but it's down in the crevices. I don't think there's a dog's chance of that one coming out. See, this one goes downwards, it goes upwards into that crack and then goes off round there and ends up there, which is in fact a long white section, but the chances of peeling all that off are zero. Right, that is going to go and stand in the bucket now, and I'm not even going to bother looking at it till at least tomorrow morning and see how much of this dead woody stuff has softened and will come off. And I've got, now that I've got some of these nubbins off, the sheaths off, just coming up here, there's a bump there and a bump there. There's a bump there, there's a bump there, there's one there, and there's one there. Now if all of those turn into roots, that's it, job done. Should I take any more leaves off? Let's see if I can get, I mean, this leaf is dehydrated and yellowing, so it's had its day, but to get that one off I need to take this one off, and that one's still green at the end. But you got to stop and think that the plant won't hydrate. The more leaves it's got, the more it's got to adjust that hydration throughout the number of leaves. So less leaves spreads the load. And look, there's the basis of a root sat in behind that leaf. Okay, that's it. That's what I've done. Decision made. The only other thing I need to do is cut these blasted spikes off. And that wasn't me swearing, I mean the spikes that have blasted, as opposed to the blasted spikes. Because that one's gone black, and that's soft, so I need that off. Right, I'm going to spray the whole lot with hydrogen peroxide, as a precaution. Yeah, that's all. And then I'm going to go and stand that in the bucket. There's actually another Vanda in there at the moment that I'll have to wait for. Yeah, both of those leaves that I've just taken off have got a nubbin. I think if I can get some hydration in that, I may have saved some of this. And then once I can get it to stand in the bucket and stay there for any length of time, I think some of these roots might start to branch, as well as hopefully pushing on some up here to go with this one. Right, so that's it. Bit of a game, bit of fun, but I've now got that out of my sight, which I've been wanting to do for so long. That probably is quite a long video, so if you've stuck with it, well done. You can have a brownie point, but I won't be offended if you skip off halfway through videos. I really won't. There's quite a lot of videos I watch that I don't make the end. I do sometimes revisit them and start where I left off, sort of thing. But you know, there's a lot of videos to watch. You can't watch all of them all the way through, it's not possible. And some are on subject matters that, you know, don't really relate to you, like this. If you've got no Vandas and you've never seen anything in a state like that, then this wouldn't be of much interest to you, I can understand. And if you've stuck with it this far, I'll let you into another little secret. My little game I'm playing, you know, I did that video where I asked some questions, and I said it's a game. Well, it does have a purpose. That video now, I'll link to this one to remind people to go back and have a look, in case they've forgotten all about it, because it was a few days ago now. And have a go at answering the questions if you feel like doing it. If you don't worry, it's only a little game. And that game started a while ago before I even mentioned it, and it's not finished yet. But when it is, probably about Tuesday next week, I'll go over what I did, why I did it, and what effect it had. A teaser for you. So that'll be in a video Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that, when I get round to it. As I said, I'm just doing this in the background, just for interest, nothing more. You've seen me change my video ending. That was part of the game. But having done it, it's staying there because I actually like it. Now if I didn't like it, it would come off. But I do like it. You remember once upon a time I changed my music at the start of my videos and caused an uproar. Well, nothing stays the same. I now like my startup music, and when I look at my really old videos with the old jingly jangly music, I hate it. I really dislike it, and yet I lived with that for ages and ages before I was prepared to make a change. Things change. That's just the way of the world. And like it or not, my ending's changed and I like it. Do you know why I like it? Because I can do things like I did on one, whether it was the last one or the one before. I can have a direct link to Rick. Now that's not a benefit for me, that's a benefit for Rick, because it leads people from me over to Rick's channel. His channel's getting up off the ground and he's saying some good stuff. Well, the more people that go and see it, the better for Rick. It's not all just for me, we're a community, and I've found some ways of joining us together a bit better. So it's not just for me. Some bits are. Okay, see you next time. Bye for now. Thanks for visiting my channel. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, there are some others you could watch below. You can just click on the thumbnails. If you'd like to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. You can use the link below. I post on most days, so hope to see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.